Tuesday, everybody. Today's an amazing day. So excited. Really excited. All right, so welcome to the Geekly Show. We are live here this Tuesday morning with you, and we have three very major things to talk about today. So we got The Bachelor, which did it end last night, or did we get another episode of it?
One more episode, I think.
Yeah. One more episode.
Tonight.
And obviously, Captain Marvel, we're all going to talk about it. We all saw it. We all have our opinions about Captain Marvel. You may be shocked at some of the opinions we have. And then last but not least, we got a present this morning with the new Aladdin trailer. So we're going to talk about that with you guys this morning. We're so excited. So we are going to hop right into it. Let's do quick introductions. Hello, everybody. My name is Amira Martin, and I'm from fourhatsandfrugal.com.
I'm Tessa with mamasgeeky.com.
Hello, I'm Tanya with littlelambchops.com.
I'm Amanda! Amanda!
And
I know I heard y'all couldn't hear me last time. I heard y'all couldn't hear me. It's Amanda from Guide for Moms.
Oh, how do I always end up having to introduce myself after Amanda?
I don't know.
Because we need to bring back to normal, Sarah. We need someone to bring it back to
Look at all
normal.
those hearts. Look at all those hearts.
Yeah, and they're yours.
She's hearting herself. I see her phone up.
Yeah,
I'm sharing, but I will go heart myself.
Everybody
I'm
else
gonna put
left.
angry faces.
Everybody else left.
I'm Sarah from sarahscoop.com.
Okay, so we should probably do Aladdin first. Let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
Everybody wants to talk about it. Look, Patty's ready to go. Patty's ready
my
to go.
God. I see. Hi, Patty.
Tessa, bring us in with that singing.
Oh my gosh. All right, so we have a reaction mashup video coming up for you guys. We'll have that for you later on, so you guys get to see all the Geeklies' reaction to the trailer. But I cried.
I cried.
I did not cry.
Like
Amanda cried. 3 out of 5 cried.
Little baby tears.
It hit me.
Tanya didn't cry. Sarah didn't cry either, though.
Tessa's the only one that saw all of our reactions, but did it hit you? Did you start crying when the song came on?
It literally hit us all like almost the same time.
Really? It was when that song came on, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting it. I don't know. Are you going to cry now? Don't cry now. Don't cry.
I know. I all cried out. I've had to watch this trailer like 100 times this morning, right, putting this mashup together, and Amira's reaction made me cry, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. The thing is, guys, I think after that last trailer, I was like expecting, I wasn't excited. I wasn't as excited, and I know you're with me, Amira. And I was like,
Patty.
All right, let's see this. Let's hope they can redeem him.
Patty.
This is my question for you, Amira, right? What did you?
Patty. Yes,
Patty.
Patty.
So here's the thing. Is that not the entrance you wanted for Will in the last one?
Oh my gosh. Like that brought me back to when I saw Aladdin for the first time when I was a little girl. And that's probably why I cried at the end, because by the time we got to the song, I was like, that's it. I'm back to having no boobs and with my baggy clothes and my goofy teeth. I'm brought right back to that point and seeing Princess Jasmine, my favorite princess, on a big screen. Like, it brought me back to us, and I was just like sobbing like a baby. Then I watched it again, and I sobbed more like a baby, and I'm just like, this is it. Thank you, Disney. I get it now. I get it now. That last trailer was trash, but this is not trash, and I appreciate you for bringing me back to the Disney magic that I feel when I watch a Disney movie. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Who liked it? The last trailer said it's still going to be good. Right here. But I'm telling you, I was a little nervous.
I was like, I stand by was trashed.
I was like, I don't know. I was nervous going into it. I'm like, all right, y'all better not do me wrong. I stood up for you last time, Aladdin. Don't do me wrong. And I thought it was great. And I love the fact, though, too, that he's going in like, the genie's going like human-ish form, and he's blue over here, and then he's like regular Will Smith over here. I was like, I love that they added that in. I love that.
Yes.
Amanda, even though you liked the last one, you gotta admit this one was way better.
Oh yeah.
Way better.
Well, they didn't show
Everything
enough
we saw of him was so much better, and like we finally got the song. I'm still a little upset about Jafar. I love my villains, and I'm just not excited about him.
No.
I'm
Tanya, you were gonna say, what do you think?
I'm the same way. I think that's why I don't love this. Like I mean, this trailer, yes, by far was way better than the first whatever they tried to show us. But Jafar, I like watching villains, and he's still a very pipsqueaky voice. Ugh. He's not like evil enough. Like the looks and the demeanor just is not Jafar. And I still am bugged by Naomi Scott as Jasmine. Like, I mean, she's gorgeous, and I like her as an actress. I like her in other things, but she doesn't look Jasmine enough to me. And so I'm still on the, I mean, I'm more excited for the movie now than I was before, but I mean, I'm not. And it doesn't take much for me to cry, and I didn't cry.
You're not into it.
I think Jafar's too young. He's not. I don't know. He just doesn't he seem like Aladdin's age, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Actually, Sarah, did you like the last trailer? Because I'm trying to think who liked the last one and who didn't. Did you like?
I mean, I was indifferent about it, honestly. This one I actually liked, though. I wouldn't say I hated the last one, but this one was just so much better.
Okay.
And I know what.
Do you have somebody you wanted to play Jasmine? I liked her as Jasmine.
I did too.
I didn't know if there was someone else in mind. That's why.
There's nobody that I had in mind. I was just hoping that they would choose an actress that was more indigenous to the area instead of a British actress. But
yeah,
yeah, that's a good point.
I know a lot of people had reservations for the first one, the CGI. Also,
yeah.
Do you think they redid it? Because I didn't like.
They might have fixed some stuff.
Do you think so?
They probably went in and tweaked some things because they got
CGI
a lot of
horrible that they showed. Like he really was looking like a Papa Smurf, and then this time around he just looked normal blue. So
he looks way better this time, and that's what I think. I think they went in and they had to have tweaked some things, or that one scene is off to being compared to the rest of them. I don't know. He looked different to me.
Yeah. I think it looks like they fixed it before they released it, which is very smart on their part because, oh my gosh, that was horrible. And I like regular Genie non-blue. I was like,
yeah, I like it too.
I know why you like it. We know. Do it. Hey, I have the trailer if we want to watch it again. Do we want to watch it or
no? Let's watch it because some people might not have seen it.
All right, let's roll it.
Let's try not to cry.
I know. We're going to make Tanya cry this time. Tanya's crying this time. All right, ready?
They're over there. Get them. Stop, please. You three, get back here. Stop that boy. She's on the roof. You stumbled upon an opportunity. I can make you rich. Rich enough to impress a princess.
What would I have to do?
There's a cave of wonders.
Bring me the lamp.
Great one who summons me, I stand by my oath, loyalty to wishes 3. I'm kidding. Watch this.
Watch out! You done wound me up. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Hey, can you make me a prince?
There is a lot of gray area in make me a prince. I could just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
Y'all see my palace?
You look like a prince on the outside, but I didn't change anything on the inside. Showtime.
No, I'm in charge, okay? I say when it's time. Really? I thought a princess could go anywhere.
Not this princess.
Do you trust me? Don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better. I'm like a shooting
my god.
It did it to me again!
Oh my god.
Ah!
All right, Heartless Tanya, come on.
You know, I think that part of it is because they didn't play my favorite song and I wanted them to. It's the one at the beginning where Aladdin's running through the market and stuff.
Yeah.
And so my favorite part of that is like, you know, after that whole scene's over and they have the slow reprise to it when he's just like,
Street
rats, I don't buy that. If only they
I said that in my
both
reaction. That's my favorite part
they
too.
see a poor boy, no siree. Like that's my favorite, and that gets me every time because that's the emotional part for me. So I was kind of wanting a little something of that, but no, I mean I think it looks good.
I think it's gonna be good.
I think it's gonna be good, and I was very nervous about it because it's like one of my favorite movies. Like I used to make my parents watch me and my friends sing the entire soundtrack. Like I had a cassette tape that got worn out and we had to buy a new cassette tape of the soundtrack because we would literally perform it and my parents would be like, oh, we're doing Aladdin again. Okay.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it, Tessa.
Is perfection. Like
It
all
is.
the characters' voices, all like it's just perfection. And so it's hard for me to get on board with this live action.
And they changed the story. I can already tell they changed it. So I'm just gonna allow that because obviously he doesn't know that that's Jafar. Like, let's think it back. He meets the old man in the prison. That's not what happened in the movie, but I guess I'm just gonna have to allow this to happen.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Patty, the point of a trailer is to get you excited for the movie. That's the point of a trailer.
That is
Poor
true.
Patty. Poor Patty. She's just participating, Tanya, in our chat.
Know. I am glad they have the Tanya talk to me though. I love when he. Oh.
Okay, all right. So anyway, obviously we're going to be talking even more about Aladdin. So you guys stay tuned. It comes out May 24th, right?
May 24th.
Yeah. May 24th is when it comes out. So you know we're going to exhaust ourselves talking about Aladdin. I'm pretty sure they're not done. I actually haven't seen the poster yet. I heard that we got an email.
Oh my god!
It's posted on. It's actually posted on Geekly Show's Instagram, guys.
Good job.
Look at
Before you got the email, it was up.
Hold on. Who's on it? Who's on it?
Oh boy.
Who's on it?
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't it look so good?
And what do you think? Like, even in the poster, they don't have Will Blue.
Wonders. We got Raja. We got the Sultan.
And they don't.
I mean,
I know. I was like, they don't have Will Blue in the poster.
I like it.
That was a strategic decision.
Yeah, I think that was very smart. I like. Oh my god.
Oh, today I shared the poster in my blog post too.
All right. Okay. All right.
I know.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on because we have to talk about Captain Marvel. We promised the people we were going to share our views on Captain Marvel after we all saw it. So I think it's time. It's time to dive into this because we're going to have a lively conversation about this. Not everybody fell completely in love with it. We'll say that. I won't name names. I'll let them speak up.
Oh wait, you're looking at me?
Yeah, we're looking at you. The one who fell asleep during the movie.
Y'all know I watched it twice now. And after the second time, I still didn't love it. I watched it yesterday. I was just like, it's not that I hated it. I think I was just expecting so much more. And I know, like, because I went and saw it with my husband the first time, and he was just like, and I'm like, well, you do have to admit, it was an origin story. But that ain't an excuse, because so was Black Panther. So was Black Panther an origin story. And I was like, I just think they could have made it just amazing. And it wasn't amazing for me. I liked it. It was all right. It just wasn't amazing for me.
What else did you want? What did you want?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I told y'all, I wanted to come out, I wanted to be like...
Right, but I want to know how you wanted that to happen with the actual story.
Listen.
Like, you can say Black Panther is a better movie because it had more action or stuff like that. But that's the story of Black Panther. So it's not like you can change Carol's story. So what would you have done to make it more girl power?
I'm not a writer or director. We only rewrite the story. Or even the girl power.
Of something, I'm offering ideas of what I would have liked instead.
Even the girl power part.
There and complain about stuff without offering.
If you let me talk.
Anything.
If you let me talk.
What? I can't hear you.
Tanya!
Tanya spiced you today.
Even the girl power talk, because at first I even had to talk with Tess about this. I was like, where was this girl power stuff? And she's like, when she fell and the guys she fell down. Oh, nobody's let me. Y'all don't want to hear what I have to say, do you?
I do. I want to hear.
Go. We'll be quiet.
And Tess was like, the guys, she fell off the ropes and they're making fun of her. And they're like, ha ha. And then the guy, and she can't fly the jet. And they're like, saying the bad words. And they're like, ha ha, making fun of her. And I was like, oh. And she stood back up. I was like, for me, that wasn't girl power. That was just I'm going to ignore the haters. It wasn't girl power, I'm pushing the haters out. I wanted to just feel like I felt watching a girl power movie, I'm going to say, like Wonder Woman. I didn't come out of that movie feeling like I did with Wonder Woman. But
there's a different story.
But still, you can
Carol
still...
isn't an Amazonian and have a whole tribe of women who fight with her.
Feeling.
We got that in Black Panther.
You can still give that feeling.
You can't just, let me give you a whole bunch of random characters that don't exist and you can walk around with them like they're your tribe. No. The whole point of her is she is it's her. It's just her. And she has to deal with these men bringing her down and she's on the ropes. You're never going to be able to fly. They're never going to let you fly. Even when she talks to her friend Maria later on, Maria has to say, that was before they let women fly fighter jets, so this was our only time to be able to do something of purpose. So you embraced it and you did it. So it was very subtle bringing women. Don't make that face. They did say that.
I believe
it was very subtle, bringing women down. I don't think it needed to be in your face, and I'm glad it wasn't in your face because that's what all the haters were saying it was going to be, and then they had to bite their tongues because it wasn't. It was very subtle.
I feel like the whole feminist girl power thing.
They say it's the human in her, not the girl in her. It's the human in her to get back up, by the way.
That's it. Tanae, don't be coming to me being like, this is a feminist movie and blah, 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 when
it was the
you brought it subtle.
Who said it was a feminist movie?
Yeah, I don't like
the haters.
Full feminist.
I kind of I remember people saying that in a negative way, nobody's saying, this is going to be the feminist movie. I remember people saying, oh my gosh, they're going to try to make Captain Marvel a feminist movie. Here we go, guys.
Right.
I remember it. And that's how I kind of went into watching it. Not in that negative way, but thinking, I hope they aren't right. And then they weren't.
Right.
They weren't right. They just weren't. I admit it.
Right. I wanted them to be right. I wanted them to be right.
Said about the press, and so they turned it into she hates white men, so it's going to be this whole female empowerment thing because she hates men, which she doesn't hate men. First of all, it was blown out of context. So
Patty and I were talking about Brie Larson's interviews that she's been doing, and she's a very conversational person, an interviewee.
Yeah.
So she's not necessarily an eloquent speaker when she does these interviews. And so it's just as if she's talking to her friend, using oh yeah, that's so awesome, or this and that. And so when she made a comment about, I don't want some white guy telling me about what they didn't like about A Wrinkle in Time, I think it was just yeah, because that's the way she speaks, and as if she was talking to her friend, which is probably this same exact thing that I would say to any of you, instead of some structured press conference, et cetera, et cetera. And so it was it's ridiculous what people.
But the thing is, even when she made those comments, she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. There are saturated with white men in there, and if I want to go read a review, I do want to read a review from a woman's perspective. So I totally stood behind her comments with that,
But that's why people said it's going to be a feminist movie, was because of those comments, which it never was advertised as.
Well,
a
she
feminist
also
movie.
gave an interview.
I mean, they made a big deal that it was the first female superhero. Sure, like that's a lead, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a feminist movie.
She also gave an interview, though, when she went in for the role and talked to Kevin Feige, that he said he was looking for a feminist. Like, she said that in an interview, too. So that's what made me think after I read that interview.
And I also think, though, comparing it to Wonder Woman, I think Wonder Woman had that job of paving the way. Like, that was their job because it was the first, big female-led movie. And so I don't think that Captain Marvel had that same job to do, since Wonder Woman kind of already did that. And so that's why I appreciated the subtle references. Like, it was, Tess and I had talked about this too, how, for Amanda, maybe she didn't like it as much because Amanda's obviously over the top. And so I think she likes over the top things. Whereas I enjoy more of a dry, witty type of humor that's not so, in your face. And so I think the snark, I think the writing of the jokes and the comedic timing that Brie Larson and Samuel Jackson had was on the money. Like, everything and that's kind of why sometimes I harp a bit on language in movies and why it's unnecessary, because like the blatant kind of laughs that they were going for with Minerva, and when she was talking about Earth and she was like, it's a real SHIT hole, there was no laughs during that part in the theater.
Like that part.
But the subtle
ours too, we were kind of like,
but the subtle like facial expressions of Talos, and like especially when he was talking to the science guy and he's like, in orbit, really, you're my science guy?
You're my science guy.
And then they pan to his face and he's like, like that. People were rolling in the theater over those things, and that's the parts that I enjoyed. And then as far as being girl power, I took all 5 of my daughters. I was planning on leaving the smallest one at home with my mom, but then she had unexpected company, so she came with us to the theater. And like, she doesn't know she hasn't seen all the Marvel movies, but she was kind of antsy during a lot of it, and like kept asking me questions.
oh, Tanya.
Oh, but there's that one part where she's getting up and she's fighting and her eyes are just glued to that screen, and as that scene progresses, she just turns to me and keeps asking, is she more powerful than him? Is she more powerful than him? And I kept saying, just watch, because even at 6 years old, you love these heroes that are men. I mean, I love Captain America, but at the end of the day, you want to see a girl who's like you be the one who comes out on top and who says, no, I have nothing to prove to you. And that was the real strength, and that was like the culmination on top of everything. And so it was worth all my money and all the snacks I had to buy, and I will keep buying the merchandise because that's all that I needed.
Tanya, was it worth dumpster diving for a tooth?
I know. Oh my God. Was it worth the tooth and the garbage? Which you have to tell me that story. Just because you made us all cry, now we need a funny story.
Yeah. So same 6-year-old was eating her snacks that she made me buy and lost her front tooth. And so it was bleeding. So I had all these napkins I kept giving her to stop the bleeding. And then she gave me her tooth to hold, and I put it in a napkin. Well, there were so many bloody napkins at the end of the point, I threw them into a bag, a popcorn bag. And at the end of the movie, I threw it in the trash. And then when we were waiting for the other girls to use the bathroom after the movie, my husband's like, oh, do you have Kendall's tooth? And I'm like, oh, crap. So I have to go back to the trash can, stick my hands and my face in, and dig through all of people's garbage and trash and open all the bags and find the bloody napkins and open every single one and shake them in case the tooth falls out. And it was so nasty and disgusting. But by gosh, I found that freaking tooth.
That's girl power. That's girl power. But I hear what you're
following everything that you said. I think the reason that I liked it was because it wasn't over the top and she was so relatable, having her like real life showing toward, even though it came kind of after she was like, it showed flashbacks a little bit, but if she was just the more relatable person, like you were saying, how it's like that can be like your daughter or you or whoever. It was like more relatable than a superhero that is like so superhero animated that they're just so far-fetched from being like a real person.
Yeah.
I
This
think
is the
that's probably
first
wrong.
Marvel movie my girls saw in the theaters. And I actually told Amanda at first when she had told me she didn't really like it, I said, or didn't enjoy the beginning and all that stuff. I said, perhaps I was biased because I literally had my 7-year-old on one side and my 6-year-old on the other side. And the entire movie, I mean, they weren't even fidgety at all. They were both the whole time. And we leave the theater and the first thing my 7-year-old says to me is, Mom, do we have any Carol Danvers comics? And I said, yeah. And she goes, can I please read them? And I was like, yes, you can. And she was like, I love how strong she is. And my 6-year-old said that was her favorite part was when, or actually it was my 7-year-old said, her favorite part was when she said, I don't have to prove anything to you. And my 6-year-old's favorite part was when she became reunited with her friend and they were crying about her friend. I can't even say it because I'll cry. When her friend was like, the hardest part was, losing you. I thought I lost you or whatever. That was my 6-year-old's favorite part. She was so happy they got to be friends again. And she said, I was like, oh.
Dang it, Tanya got me again. Tanya always gets me with the crying. But I was going to say that exact same thing, Tessa, and how we were talking and you having your kids there, both of y'all having your kids there, just watching it was like, just hit you right here, but that's why I said I did not like it. I said the beginning was boring for me. It took a long time to get there, but the end, like I was all into it. I think maybe, I don't know the direction or the writing, and then the end credit scene. This is what I'm excited about, y'all. This is what I'm excited. Her character.
Spoilers, guys.
Oh, spoilers.
Spoiler.
I mean, the end credit scene, they show, her, in Endgame. Basically, she's going to be in Endgame, and she summons, and she comes up, and she's like, "Where's Furry?" Right? So,
Fury.
what I call it, Furry? What I say, Furry?
Is he a flirkin?
But just this, think of her character in the Russo's hands. In the Russo's hands, think of her character and I'm excited for it. I'm excited because the action they can do. I want to just see more action with her and more. I don't know. I just want to just see.
I mean, see, and that's the thing. We got action, but we got her backstory, and I just loved her snarky. One of my favorite things is when she was like, "That's a photon blast," and he's like, "Okay." She goes, "Squirrel can't do that." Like the way she said that, I was just like, "I love you." She's like, "Come on, what are you? Like, who are you?"
One of my favorite parts is when they look under the sheet at the squirrel.
Which I thought didn't have to be there, but.
So,
because I would have done that. I would have been like,
that didn't get any laughs in my theater either.
Also, by the way, that was a scroll
Amanda-
looking at
Amanda
another scroll. Like, that's weird.
Amira, I want to know what you thought, like, as far as the whole Air Force, since
yeah,
being in the Air Force, how that was.
Why are you trying to make me cry again? I didn't appreciate you trying to do that to me. I thought you were my friend, but apparently not.
Payback.
So yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, Lord. I told Tessa, I told you guys, I need to do a video about this because as the way that some of you all connected to the movie, and I was with Amanda too, it took me, I had to process after that. And I think it was because so many parallels of being a woman in the Air Force and then like things that you guys probably didn't even pay attention to. I was so honored that they did certain, oh my gosh, oh shoot. So there were certain things that Marvel put in that movie that if you were not in the military or the Air Force, you guys didn't even notice. Like the certain fighter jets that they used, and I saw bombs that I used to build as a munition specialist, like on the side before they got into the quad jet, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like nobody realizes that it took a lot for them to make that so authentic. And the way that Carol is the way that you feel as a woman in the military. You always feel like you have one arm tied behind your back. And that there are so many people who don't want the best for you because you're a girl. And they don't want you to be able to do the things that other guys can do. And when they mentioned that, we couldn't fly, so that was the thing that we had to do in order to do the thing we loved. When Maria said that, I lost it in the theater. Like, I lost it. Because there's so many things, even to this day, that they don't want us to do in the military, or they're allowing us to do, but they really don't want us to succeed. So that part of the movie and connecting to Carol in that way, because you guys, I don't know how many of you who watch us know I used to be in the military. I was a munitions specialist in the Air Force for 18 years. And being a black woman who builds bombs was probably the hardest thing I think I could ever do in my life. Because I'm tiny and you don't know what you're doing, and how can you lift this thing, and do you even remember how to build this? And I constantly had to prove myself pretty much every day that I was in the military. And I did have people who weren't in my corner, and I did have people who didn't want me to be as proficient as I was, and who held me back even for doing things that I could have obviously done way better than other people who were male and who were promoted before I was, because they were male, because they had the good old boys mentality. Sorry, guys.
Everybody's sending their love, look.
So I think that's why when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know how I feel. And then over a few days, I thought back to all the scenes and all the parts. And the reason why I didn't know how to feel is because it brought back up those feelings of someone saying you have to block your emotions. Your emotions are causing you not to succeed in this part of your life. When really my emotions are what made me different in what I did. And if I would have just listened to myself and not to them, I could have really made even more of a difference in the role that I played. So I don't know if anybody really understands how much that movie means to women who are in the military. I don't think they get it unless you're a woman in the military. So I was affected in a different way than you all were, but that was kind of like a love letter to those of us who were held back, but we know inside that we are more than what they're telling us we are. Shoot, I'm sorry, guys.
No,
you're all right.
Sure, Amira, for people that don't know, you for sure have to make the video and point out all of the things. Now I want to see what you're talking about.
I will. I'll do it. I promise I'll do it, and I'll try my hardest not to cry, so you guys can kind of hear me. I'm not a blubbering mess, but for any women out there, if you're watching this and you were in the military and you haven't seen Captain Marvel, I'm sure you have, because of course you have. It is definitely a love letter to us and how powerful we are and what we do. So, putting that out there.
Something you just said reminded me of a part too that I've kind of forgotten about, when Jude Law says to her, your emotions, are you going to be able to hold back your emotions? And I focused on I don't have anything to prove to you, but he did say that to her too, that her emotions always.
And that's what he said at the beginning and at the end. And just like Amira said, I think even people kind of use that as a negative for women in general, that we're too emotional or something like that. And I love though that Brie Larson or that Carol Danvers didn't even address that. I need to check my emotions, or you're right. This is what I have to do. After he said it, she basically blasted him and is like, whatever, I don't have anything to prove to you. That is what makes, women, our emotions and our ability to tap into that is what we offer, and makes us more empathetic and helps us get stuff done. It's just, I don't. But thank you, Amira. I appreciate your stories and your service and that point of view, so that we can understand and appreciate you and Captain Marvel even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you. Okay, enough of that.
All right.
Speaking of crying, I guess we need to get into The Bachelor because
he's a crybaby.
I'm here. I've tried, y'all. I tried, and I just couldn't get into it.
I couldn't this season either. It was
This season's been hard.
He was so dry. Like, was he boring, or was that just me?
No, he was boring.
Oh Lord!
I'd pop in here and there, and I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't.
But Sarah, you watched it last night.
Some of it, here and there.
And
so I'm sure I missed some of it.
We got our Bachelorette announcement. I know that.
Tonight. That's tonight.
Oh, is that tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's what I'm excited about. I actually love the Bachelorette more than the Bachelor.
Me too.
I'm ready for the announcement, but all the rumors and spoilers are showing it might be someone from Colton's season, and I was kind of hoping they would bring back an older girl from like another contestant or
These
like
girls are also
in the
young.
past season. Yeah,
You think-
even the girl that he basically last night he got rid of. I think he was down to 3 girls, and one of them was like, I don't know if I really want to be married or whatever, and then the other 2 he got rid of, and he wants that one that's the one he jumped the fence for, the one that left him. So that's probably what will happen tonight. They'll reconnect.
The jump
sure.
the fence was funny.
That was
though.
a big mistake. Big mistake.
Because they ended it last night with him knocking on a door, right? Like a mystery door or something like that, right?
Was it a mystery door, or did they know it was her door?
I don't think they knew it was her door.
They probably didn't
I've
tell
seen
us.
people saying knocking up what's going to happen when Cassie opens the door. So either people are assuming or it's been.
I think they're
announced. I don't
assuming
know.
because it was like he went to knock on a door and you think it. That's what I assume. They didn't say this is I'm going to knock on Cassie's door, but yeah, I guess you just kind of figure that. But yeah,
I've seen online there's like rumors that he's dating her. Like it's been, and for a while they've said those 2 are together. Like they've been seen together, or I don't know, but
Those are what I saw too.
well, one thing you didn't like.
Get our final things and the announcement of the Bachelorette.
One thing you didn't like about this season, though, Sarah, was like the girls, right? Like they were just over the top and young, or like there was 2 of them that was like pageant girls, right? There was 2 of them. So do you think that's why y'all like the Bachelorette more? Because I don't think they bring guys that are so over the top or have to
No, they
be.
do. They bring over the top guys.
oh, they do. They get
But
drunk. They
most of
get
them,
fights.
I feel like-
they're over the top too.
A lot of the over the top guys, they're like cut out soon. I feel like the quality guys are usually left at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seems
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I like the Bachelorette. I feel like I can actually enjoy that. Maybe that's why, because on The Bachelor, it's always girls who are they're doing the most. And I just can't, I feel uncomfortable watching a woman just do all of these ridiculous things for a man. And then just wanting him to fall in love with her in like 11 days. Like that just doesn't sound right. It don't sound right to me. So a Bachelorette is more entertaining because, you can connect with her because I'm a girl. I can pick, what she wants out of a guy. And then like the hometown dates are better with the Bachelorette than the Bachelor to me. I don't know. So I can actually watch the Bachelorette. So I'm excited to see who it's going to be. And, maybe we'll actually start talking about The Bachelor and The Bachelorette here on the Geekly Show. Because we were gonna, but this Bachelor was, all 5 of us were pretty bored. So,
Well, this is
we
the most.
couldn't do it all, but we will talk about who The Bachelorette is. We'll share it here on the page for those of you that do watch. And then hopefully we can all watch The Bachelorette together and see if we'll actually enjoy that. So,
This is the most important question, though. Do we think he lost his virginity? Do we?
Probably.
I think so.
that's why he's so connected to her.
Yeah. And I think that makes me sad. That made me sad when I heard that.
Yeah, because how do you wait that long and then lose it on a reality show?
Because of the pressure and the
Well,
environment,
he hasn't been.
probably.
He hasn't confirmed
Am I
it,
like
did he?
the only one that just doesn't care?
I don't care either. I'm so over it.
I think I was over it when on almost every episode they show him showering. I was like, why are they going to show him showering again? I'm tired of it. almost every, like, always starting off with him showering. I was like, I don't need to see all that. I don't need to see all that.
But if it's Jason Momoa,
Oh!
Amanda will play it on repeat.
Yeah.
I got a reaction of Jason Momoa showering, by the way, on Saturday Night Live.
I've seen it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think we're good for this. Was an awesome episode.
It was.
It was good. We cried a lot.
We made all of you guys cry as you're watching us. So I think we did enough to you today, this Tuesday. If you guys want to check out this episode again on the replay, it'll be here on the Facebook page, but it will also be up on our YouTube channel. So make sure you guys go over there. If you haven't yet, subscribe, because we do share some videos over there that maybe you haven't seen yet. So make sure.
And real soon we're gonna have our Aladdin mashup reaction over there.
Oh yeah.
We will. So you guys, you don't want to miss that. It's going to be really good. You'll get to see us cry again.
Yeah.
So that's it for today, you guys. We will see you again next Tuesday morning, where we'll be talking about a whole nother set of awesome things. So thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, friends,
Stay geek!